Hey guys, today is May 4th. It's a beautiful Monday, and the lesson for today is that you haven't failed enough. Because many of you want success, many of you want to achieve success, but what actually happens is that most of you are more afraid of failing than actually succeeding. So when you start in this path of self-improvement, you soon realize that success comes after failure. It is not like there are both ways, there are two ways, and you have to choose one of both. Either you win or either you lose. No, it is not like that. It is more like you start the path, and in the middle of this path, there is failure. In this failure, after you have overcome that failure, and this failure, it is not just a single event that made you fail. This failure may be that you tried many times, you have tried for many months, and you think that you are unable of figuring out what is the solution for that problem, but eventually you end up doing feedback on your process, and you end up finding the solution, you end up finding the problems. You end up viewing the problem from different angles. You end up looking that maybe you have been done this mistake, you have been performing in a way that is not optimal, and after you have understand in what area you have failed, then it is just at that point that you can overcome that fear, that you can know what went wrong, and you try to find solutions. You're trying to find different ways on how this problem could go away. So yeah, guys, for most of you, the reason why you are not successful is because you haven't failed enough. You have to fail many times. Eventually, this is the concept of the value of despair, where at first you are optimist. At first you think that it is going to be easy, it is going to be fast, but eventually you notice that it is not going to be that easy, that you're going to face hardship along the way. But eventually, after you have overcome that hardship, and after you have analyzed what went wrong, you're going to keep failing. But eventually, the win is guaranteed. If you fail, but do feedback on that process, but understand what went wrong and how you can find the solution, eventually success will come. It's like rolling the dice. You can roll a dice 10 million times. 9,999,000 times it could fail. You could fail it rolling the dice. But eventually the 6 comes up. Eventually, when you flip a coin 10 million times, 9,999,000, you will fail. But eventually heads comes up. So you could argue that this is probability, that this is probabilistic, but you could also say that it is just inevitable. It is just success is something that happens in an inevitable way, because after you have lost many times, it is just stupid, it is just unreasonable to keep failing. So yeah, guys, this is the reflection for today. Today is May 4th. And yeah, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of talking to that girl and maybe getting rejected, because that is the only way that you are going to get feedback. How are you going to improve your game? How are you going to be a better man? How are you going to understand what went wrong? How are you going to improve the areas where you failed, where you didn't have that much game, when you didn't be that funny or whatever? Eventually, if you don't fail, if you don't go to that girl, and if you don't accumulate failures, then you are not going to be able to know how to improve. She's just giving you feedback. If you're upset because that girl rejected you, she's just giving you feedback that maybe your approach wasn't that funny, your approach wasn't that interesting, wasn't that, you weren't that confident, whatever. It could be many things, but only through repetition and feedback and failing, of course, only through failure, you are going to achieve success. So yeah, guys, this is the reflection for today. Today is May 4th, and yeah, keep this in mind. Hopefully it makes sense and hopefully it helps.